It would be so nice if, for once, Rachel Meghan Markle did everything correctly. But then again, she's not the kind of person who listens to anybody's advice. Why do I say that? Because I mean, it looks wonderful, everything that she's putting out, doesn't it, guys? The machines running, everything looks professional. The label, we have Abigail Spencer showing her thingy, but there's just one huge problem. And I am going to tell you why she hasn't been able to get her trademark accepted. It's been actually rejected. And she's struggling right now to pull it through, blaming everybody, shouting at everybody, firing her employees because they don't do as she tells them to do, because she doesn't listen to their advice, which is why she's failed to register any trademark. And we're going to get into it right now. Meghan Markle does everything backwards. She did the thing with American Riviera Orchard, and then it didn't work out. So now she's doing it with As Ever Official. However, As Ever Official is not that official yet. And that's because whenever you do stuff with fruit, you really, really have to be careful. You have to have traceability. You have to tell where it comes from. You have to package everything perfectly, which she's failing to do. You can look at the package and you say, oh, wow, it looks so professional. I can't corroborate whether it's true or not that she's charging $99 for this, but this is how she's packaging it. And we see her so proudly displaying as ever she always does. And you see the net weight, and you see that logo, and you see that box, and you assume that everything is correct, right? But this is where Meghan Markle gets into a lot of trouble because her trademark has been rejected. They have asked her to amend and to provide more information. The Food Administration in the United States, they don't muck about, guys. So she has to provide where the fruit, where she's packaging it. She has to provide all sorts of details. And for some reason, she thinks she's above it. And she's refusing to say where she's making her stuff, where the jam is coming from, where those preserves are coming from. And this is why you still see that this trademark, it's still pending. By the way, guys, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. It does help the channel grow, and it tells YouTube that the information I'm providing to you, you like it, and therefore they promote it more. This is one of the main reasons why Rachel Meghan Markle is having a lot of trouble with the Food Administration, because the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act regulations under Section 4 of the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act basically states that
some people are really so delusional that they find it disrespectful when you don't just sit back and allow them to continue to disrespect you.
requiring that all consumer commodities be labeled to disclose net contents, identity of commodity, and name and place of business of the products. And this is the problem where Rachel Meghan Markle gets in trouble with. Do you guys remember when she invested in Clever Blends and they got slapped because their coffee had too much lead, and we found out that they were packaging and producing it and shipping it from a province in China, which violates human rights. The same thing with Cesta Collective. They have to disclose where the bags are being made. So this is how we know that they're exploiting Black women in Rwanda who are making less than $1 a day, making about, on average per person, 20 purses a day. Then they ship them to Italy to have them, for some reason, I think that they shipped them to Italy to say that, oh, they were in Italy. And then to be able to justify the ridiculous $800 prices that they put on each purse. So this is where Meghan Markle is entering into a realm of problems, because she thinks she's above the law, just like Harry with his charity problems that he has right now. She thinks she's above the law, that she shouldn't be able to disclose where her products are being made, where they're being packaged, where they're coming from, which is insane. I package that. And for example, I plant 1,000 papaya trees per acre. I divide the acre into sections, A, B, C. I label each tree. So when people cut fruits from let's say section A, and the fruit comes from tree number one. And the reason for that is traceability in case you need to recall a product, or in this case, especially with food, your facilities that where you're making those products must be certified by the Food Administration. And I mean, and they have to know where the fruit is being packaged. If she's not packaging it in the United States, then she has to say where it's coming from, and wherever it's coming from, it has to meet the Food Administration standards. So she's refusing to do it because we know that the farmers in Montecito said that she hasn't secured any premises, she hasn't hired anybody, she's not buying fruit locally. So most likely this will be outsourced to a third world country, which makes me wonder if this was why she had took that trip to Costa Rica. And I know this because I sell fruit to the United States. So this is what the labels should be. Are the labels compliant to FDA regulations in the USA? Food label makers offers, they have to have the nutrition facts. Labels include required information on serving size, calorie, fat, cholesterol, sodium, carbohydrate, fibers, sugars, protein, and certain vitamins and minerals. The ingredient statement list is listed in descending order of the proportion by weight with specific requirements for certain allergens. Allergen declaration as per FDA regulations. Yep. So basically, this is how the label in Meghan Markle's food uh, on each of the little tins that she has should look like. You should be able to see the nutritional facts right here, and then, well, they put a little bit, and you have to have it. You have to have a use by. It tells you the farm. In some places, it should tell you the batch number. For example, when I have it, I have to put the batch number for traceability purposes. It tells you the vitamins, the ingredients, and this is all again as per FDA approvals. And the reason for that is because if you're allergic to any of the ingredients that you may have, you have to disclose them. Usually here on this little box here, they would have traceability. Each batch, for example, whenever you scan, it should be able to tell you it comes from, let's say, section A, tree one, just to give you an example, which is something that Meghan Markle does not have. And how do I know that she doesn't have that, guys? You're going to see this is her own video, okay? This is not me putting anything out. This is Rachel Meghan Markle posting out her own video. And you'll see though how lovely the pictures, yes, yes. And it kind of looks gross the way they're putting it out there. But you're going to see something here. You see? You see? There's absolutely nothing there. And I'm going to rewind it so you guys can see it. You won't see, you don't see anything. You only see the labels, but you don't see the fruit or anything. It's completely empty on either side. So that's not good, is it? That doesn't meet the minimum requirements for her to sell the fruit. And that is because Meghan Markle does everything the other way around. She hasn't registered, her trademark has not been registered, yet she's incurring in expenses, or that could be anybody pretending just to put her little labels. That could be any factory in the United States or anywhere in the world where she asked them to put some of those cheap labels because anybody can have those labels made, but she doesn't meet the legal requirements because she fails. She's still refusing to disclose where she's packaging, where the fruit comes from, because nobody's going to want to pay $99 for something made in China. Or, the Food Administration does require the minimum standards for your own safety, for my safety. And this is where it comes to her being delusional. And this is why things backfire. This is why she should do like Kim Kardashian does, which is once you successfully register your trademark, then you start production. Then you start your labeling things. Because once you have the trademark, that's just the first step, guys. Then she has to go through the process of the Food Administration, which is to provide what's in the they have to approve. Wherever she's making her products, it has to be from a certified, approved company or factory by the Food Administration organization in the United States. Which, if you don't tell them where it's coming from, they won't approve it. So the trademark, it's still rejected until she provides that information. This is such a huge setback because she refuses to this day to still listen to any advice. Her and Harry are a match made in absolute hell. And I hope they stay there because they both deserve absolutely each other. What do you guys think? I mean, would you eat any of that disgusting looking jam, or would you eat anything that doesn't tell you in the United States where it comes from, what you have to do, what you have to, that people buy fruit from me and they send me the labels, and yeah, they send the labels, and I sell to a company, and in the labels it says products made in comes from Nicaragua. It has to say where it comes from, even though it belongs to an international company. That's just for your own safety, for everybody's safety. So I don't know, guys, but and you know what? Megan is right. She's back to the beginning. She's back to peddling, to hustling, things that are absolutely disgusting. Because would you eat anything like that? It looks like you just had your period and somebody's just dripping. I'm sorry, it sounds crass, but it's true. And she is right. She's back to the beginning, except this time she's hawking a royal title with it and basically denigrating that title, because this is absolutely gross. And look at this, beautiful people. That's Cressida Bonas. Don't forget that she's launching her podcast about the mothers. And she's featured in The Telegraph and two others. Doesn't she look beautiful? I was terrified I would lose my mother. And look at that. Look at her looking beautifully pregnant when our mother, Mary Gay, was rushed to intensive care with pneumonia last year. My siblings and I fear we might lose her. So this is absolutely different, a different woman using her own platform. Beautiful, by the way. If you guys don't know who that is, that used Cressida Bonas was Prince Harry's former girlfriend. So Cressida is using her platform to highlight really something important, which is motherhood. Meghan, who claims to be her first title mom, doesn't even talk about that. She didn't even say Happy Mother's Day to Doria when she was in Nigeria. No, it was all about her. But yeah, what a stupid woman, and unfortunately that she's still being allowed to use that royal title, and with every stupid thing that she does, the royal title goes down with it. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be another arrow problem? Because she's doing everything so backwards, because she never listens, and because she never listens and she's dumb, she's always going to fail.